What movie haven't I watched yet? Let's see. Oh, this looks pretty good. Let's just look it up and... Alright, play.
History says the first trolls lived in happy, peaceful isolation. They frolicked in the
Okay,
forest,
this doesn't really look like
one
the
with
trailers.
nature, wise in the ways of the woods.
Let's fast forward a bit. Okay, the music kind of sounds like royalty-free YouTube music. Wait a minute, Ja Rule is in this. Isn't he in prison? Are those Game Boys? Ah, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this? Wait, hold on. Rewind it for a second? Oh god. So, what you're looking at here is a real movie that I found when I was looking for the DreamWorks movie Trollz. Except someone uploaded this thing by mistake to a free streaming website, because this is called Trollz, but with a Z. Its alternative title is Trolland because I guess the people who made this suddenly realized that Trollz with a Z was also already taken. And who are the people who made this? Well, it's the usual culprit. It's Asylum Studios. Yes, the people who made Sharknado. But the story doesn't end there, because apparently the people who own Sharknado decided to give the people who specifically made Sharknado their own animation studio. Their first movie was called A Journey to Find Izzy, or something along those lines. And while that movie was extremely bad, it was done in cooperation with Sci-Fi Studios, with the Sci-Fi Channel. And because of that, it had at least some basic, incredibly basic level of competence that kept it from being an absolute horror show. This movie does not have the same sort of luck. See, the people who made Sharknado had a little problem. They only know how to animate two things, the first of them being a shark, and the second being several sharks. Okay, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. Let's go for a second to the Asylum Studio website and see what kind of movies they have in their catalog that have CGI in them. Okay, let's check it out. We got Sharknado 1 through 5, Ice Sharks, Planet of the Sharks, Empire of the Sharks, coming soon, Attack of the Two-Headed Shark, Attack of the Three-Headed Shark, and Attack of the Five-Headed Shark. Not really sure what happened to Attack of the Four-Headed Shark. I guess they're doing some sort of Star Wars unchronological movie sort of thing here. Very innovative. But okay, sharks aren't the only thing they can animate, okay? That's not the end of their talent. Here's another movie where they use some CGI animation and... what the hell is that thing? So the plot of this movie is that somewhere out there, there's a camp where trolls live, and they like to prank people, and every year they have a yearly contest called Prankapalooza, where they try to see who is the best at tricking human beings. And what happens is, you know what, I'll just let you watch.
I have you now. Irresistible. Ha-ha! Gotcha! Yes! Ouch! Yow! Ow! 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 Consarn, dag, nab, rackin', frackin', horn, swaggling, sassafras! Ow! Ow! Ouch! Well, ouch! You consarn, no good thieving, ugly little bugaboos!
So right off the bat, we're introduced to the top quality animation of this movie by this welcome mat that's somehow in the middle of this forest. How does this even get here? Next we meet our antagonist. This is Olaf. He wants to hunt down the trolls, and I think he's a racist. I don't know. Is bugaboo a racist slur? I'm not sure. Yeah, he's probably a racist. Next we meet some of our other characters. This is Finn, our main protagonist. He's the kindest, most friendliest troll in the world. Played by gangster rapper and convicted felon Ja Rule.
To all my niggas, my bitches, my bitches, my niggas, my gangsters, hoes, pimps, and butchers, you gon' do it what we do it, nigga. Keep in my head, I'm
You guys know Ja Rule, right? You know, he was that rapper who used to have a beef with 50 Cent and Eminem. You know, that guy who was in prison up till a few years ago until he got released. You know, he... What else did he do? I can't seem to... Oh, right, the Fire Festival. You guys remember the Fire Festival, right? The kids who were there will never forget the Fire Festival. The Fire Festival was what happened when Ja Rule lured a bunch of rich Instagram kids to a desert island, promising them a giant party, charging them $12,000 per ticket, and when they arrived there, they realized that there's no party, no food, no shelter, and Ja Rule just stranded them there until the Coast Guard arrived to save them.
Thousands of festival goers say that they were scammed. They shelled out, in many cases, thousands of dollars for this luxury trip to the Bahamas. Now, they're just trying to get their money back.
This is insane. After having the flight delayed 3 hours, screeching hot plane, where we sat on the plane, finally landed, then got on a hot magic school bus. It took another 30 minutes to get here. Then they tried to get us to stay on the school bus. We had people like crying. There's like 50 tents that are ready and all the rest aren't.
We're in trouble.
No one can get in the rooms, no one can get their bags. We've been here for hours.
We went back to our tent where we put some of our stuff, only to find some random people in there. We told them it was our room and to get out.
So we're currently in the dark, walking to try to find our luggage because we went to one place already, our luggage is not there. This is like 5 or 6 hours later, we still don't have our luggage. So like 5 different people that work for Fire Festival about trying to get a flight out of this place, and
we're stranded.
No one knows what to do.
Models, some big music acts, a ton of celebrities, yachts and jet planes, all heading to the Bahamas for a huge music festival.
Look at this. Does that, I mean, honestly, God, does this look like fun?
It looks like it's going to be tremendous, and I'm jealous I'm not there. Because the headliner, Blink-182, they pulled out.
We were locked in the airport. They locked us in the door because somebody had passed out right there.
There was no electricity. We were in the dark in the camp. People's luggage started getting pulled. Passports, wallets.
And guests paid a premium, some up to $200,000.
There was no pillows, no blankets, no furniture to lay our stuff. The floors or the mats that they put in the tent were soaking wet. The mattresses were soaking wet.
And there were no bands. We reached Kendall Angela, also of Dallas, while she was still there.
When I arrived, I thought it was a construction site or rescue site. No, not what I'm told. It is Hunger Games style.
Hundreds are still stranded there. At the airport, Benghazi waited from midnight until around 10 a.m., much of that time trapped in a small room.
This is horrible. It's literally a disaster.
But what Fire Festival has turned into has been described as hell on earth and a complete and utter shit show.
So this is Ja Rule's character Finn, and this here is his sister, whose name I can't be bothered to remember how to pronounce. She loves to mess with people and wants to be the queen of the pranksters, and Ja Rule's character believes that people in Trollz need to live together in peace. This conflict drives most of the story. Their complicated brother and sister relationship, the conflict of siblings, is the main issue, the main plot point of this story. It's a deep and comprehensive look at who the hell cares? Nobody cares, you don't care, I don't care. Just shut up and look at this. You see this shit? Why the fuck are they moving? This movie's characters only have 2 modes: stationary staring at the camera and bizarre jittery movement. You see, the people who made this were too fucking lazy to actually animate them moving, but at the same time they realized that if they just keep them standing in place and not moving at all, it'll just look bad. So instead they came up with this. Every time one character is talking, all the other characters are standing in the background and inexplicably shaking around like someone shoved an electric eel up their asses. I can't quite stress just how bad the animation in this movie is. I mean, let's go to the next scene. Let's look at what happens next. They go to an assembly and his sister hands out cookies to everyone, and it's all falling on the floor. They couldn't even animate them catching it, and it's all the same fucking guy. Everyone here is the same 2 people, this baby troll and this big troll, and next we have this guy, he's their fucking leader, and his staff keeps sinking into his own face, and he doesn't even have fucking pupils. What the fuck are they even talking about? Turn up the volume. I want to hear this.
Finn Toozler, who switched all the salt in the humans' mess hall with sugar. We can hear the howl from here.
Oh, is that what he did? He replaced their salt with sugar. Brilliant prank. You want to maybe record that fucking line again since you obviously got it wrong? No? No? Okay, let's just move on. I don't want to listen to any more of this, and obviously neither does Finn because he says,
Sooner or later, you're gonna do something so bad that the humans will never forget it.
I'm out of here.
Who said that?
I'm out of here.
So it seems like Ja Rule forgot to record part of his sentence, and instead of calling him in to re-record it, they just grabbed some random guy in the hallway and told him, hey, could you just finish this recording for us? Why even put any effort into it? Why even try? And you know what? I completely agree with Finn or Ja Rule or whatever you want to call him. I'd be fucking out of there too if my sister also had 4 eyebrows, one on top of the other. Jesus Christ, I can't keep going. How long has it been? 14 minutes? Okay, I'm done. I'm not talking about animation problems anymore. I'm finished. From now on, it's all plot. Just play the movie. Why am I watching this movie? I want to kill myself. Anyway, next we're introduced to our second protagonist, Aiden, voiced by Jerry O'Connell. He's a friendless creepy nerd who's fucking obsessed with bugs and his stupid fucking notebook.
Hold still, Mr. Dragonfly. I'm trying to get your wings right. I can't believe I almost mistook you for a common green darner. Chalk up another win for me on Bug Bingo.
Aww. Hey, nerd, you talking to bugs again?
No, I wasn't talking to the bugs, Flint. I was talking to myself.
You say that like it's not any dumber, Frayden. Frayden the friendless. He's got no friends, so he talks to himself.
You're gay and a retard. You look so stupid. You're a noob and such a retard that has no friends and you're ugly. You should fix that ugly face of yours. You mad. You mad. You look mad, you stupid bitch. Ha 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 ha.
Frayden the lawyer! Frayden the liar!
What the fuck is wrong with his hands? Call a fucking exorcist. Jesus Christ, they can't even animate a closed fist in this movie. Whenever someone tries to hold something, it either floats in their hand or next to their hand. So after that sick burn, Aiden runs off crying into the forest and gets caught in one of the troll traps, at which point Finn introduces himself and offers to help him get free.
Would you like some help?
Please? I can't seem to get the knot undone.
Oh man, getting those knots undone must be fucking hard. Must be. Have you tried using your fucking hands? And so they become friends and go off into the forest to molest more insects, until Aiden has to go back to the camp because he needs to get back for dinner.
Okay, single file now. No pushing. I know. Hot dogs are exciting.
Hot dogs are exciting.
No staying up late now. Bye-bye, Summer Jamboree tomorrow, huh?
Is that what I think it is? Is that Taps? The song they play in military funerals? Why is this playing when kids in a campsite are going to sleep? Alright kids, time to hit the hay. Throw some Z's up in there. Good luck waking up tomorrow because I put poison in all your food. So I guess all these kids are dead now or whatever. So Finn goes off in the middle of the night to hang out with Finn in the forest and look for more bugs. And at this point we see a little scene which I want to show you in its entirety because I think it perfectly encapsulates everything wrong with this movie's voice acting, plot, and fucking animation.
Ow! Yow! Aye! Aye!
Also, we get to hear what Ja Rule sounds like when he laughs. After their nighttime adventure, Aiden has to go back to camp to eat breakfast. Then after he ate breakfast, he goes back into the forest again. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Because about 90% of this fucking movie revolves around this kid going into the forest, going back to camp to eat, then going back to the forest again, then going back to camp to eat. But never mind all of that. While Aiden is off at the campsite eating some more hot dogs, Finn overhears his sister's plan to knock over the camp's water tower as a prank. Unfortunately for him, She overhears him overhearing her and uses her telekinetic powers to grab him for the first and last time in this entire movie. One more thing that happens for the first and last time in this movie is the animator realizing that things need to be in focus. Then a bunch of boring scenes happen for about 20 minutes, and none of them are worth showing or talking about besides this one.
Hey! Sorry! You're a dead man, Freden!
Ow! Amazing. I want to kill myself. Finally, Olaf manages to catch a few trolls, and at this point the animation becomes so fucking lazy that things just start to disappear. Meanwhile, Finn's sister tricks Aiden into believing that Finn was only pretending to be his friend as a prank. And then we get to watch the only time in this entire movie when someone tries to act. But not just act, completely overact. Compared to the monotone voice of everyone else in this movie, and superimposed on top of the absolutely abysmal animation, this is probably the best scene in the entire movie.
Finn! I thought you were my friend, but you're nothing but a troll and a liar! I'm sorry I ever met you! I hate you!
You know, I just can't understand why Jerry O'Connell can't get any more work. Jerry, why are you doing this to yourself? Sliders was a great show. Please stop hurting yourself, Jerry. We love you. So a bunch of other boring things happen, and then we get this pathetic excuse for an action scene as Finn runs off to try and save the trolls. Watch him as he traverses completely harmless golf balls and dodges arrows being shot at 3 identical clones that are shooting them in the wrong fucking direction. Look at this shit. Why is there dramatic music playing? Not only is he too short to be hit by the arrows, he's standing on the wrong side to be hit by them. Meanwhile, in a different part of the movie, Finn's sister is getting ready to knock down the water tower.
Well, I guess I can only count on myself like a true prank queen.
Then we jump back to Olaf, who I think is planning to put the Trollz picture on Reddit.
You and your pals are about to get a free trip to the front page of the internet.
Even though I think he's holding the camera backwards, and even if he wasn't, he's pointing it at a wall.
Do they give Nobel Prizes for this? They must. Somebody gives prizes for this.
After this, Olaf goes out to hunt for more trolls, and Adrian, who's had a change of heart, goes into his cabin to save them, which leads to this guy dropping the most important and valuable line in this entire movie.
Well, I never thought I'd say this, but now is not the time for pranks.
You said it, pal. You said it. From here on out, the movie turns into an absolute clusterfuck. The trolls run off to try and stop Finn's sister and her inexplicably shape-shifting saw, while Olaf attempts to capture the trolls with a giant vacuum cleaner, and when this fails, he runs out and tries to capture them with his bare hands. This leads to him flailing around the forest for a good 7 minutes until he's eventually stopped by shoving his own head into one of his own traps.
Ugly little bugaboos! Yeah!
And then, as the movie winds down, Olaf and the trolls become friends. Finn is named the new king of the trolls, and as a final fuck you to the audience, Finn's sister's hair suddenly changes colors for no discernible reason.
Jarvik!
Booga booga to you too!
Okay, now he's yelling ooga booga at her. There's definitely a racist undertone here. And that's the end. Olaf promises to keep the trolls a secret, standing in full view and in clear earshot of the people he's trying to keep them a secret from, and then we get this final shot.
Mr. Stigglebottom, if you're keeping the troll secret, what are you going to do with all your traps?
Well, Bigfoot's still out there.
Come on. Even I don't believe in Bigfoot.
Guys, I'm happy to inform you that the Asylum are back. Let me tell you something. I didn't believe that the Asylum would ever again make another movie that's bad enough to be worth watching, but god am I happy to be proven wrong. You see, sequels to cult classic bad movies are never as good as the original, and intentional attempts to create mockbusters are somehow even worse than movies that are unintentionally bad. Birdemic 2 was not as good as Birdemic 1. The Human Centipede 2 and 3 were not as good as The Human Centipede 1. And as for intentional attempts to create ironic cult classics, shit like The Incredible Bulk or that pathetic Kevin Smith movie Tusk, well, those are somehow even worse. And that's the rut that the Asylum has been stuck in for the last few years. Since the surprise of Sharknado, they have been trying to make lightning strike twice, with the desperation of a man shoving 10 feet of copper wiring up his ass and running out into a thunderstorm. But it just didn't work. And the reason it never worked is because it was so fake. Asylum made enough money from that movie to buy better equipment, to hire better D-list actors, some of whom are desperate for work and others I imagine are in on the joke. And at that point, no amount of deliberate sucking could ever match up to the real deal. Because intentional buffoonery can never take the place of genuine incompetence. And that's what we have here. Honest to God, bumbling failure. This movie is terrible, with half the scenes having no sound effects and the other half having sound effects that make no sense, and some voice clips even being reused in different parts of the movie. The acting is atrocious, ranging from bad actors not even pretending to pretend to try, and going down all the way to random people they just found in their office who they asked to do a voice because they couldn't be bothered to pay another actor. The story is stupid, but it's the only thing that even scratches passability because it's so generic and boring. At the same time, the writing of the script itself is fucking laughable, because the people who wrote it may have been industry veterans, but all of them were industry veterans in CGI and not writing. But the true cherry on top is the animation. The animation here is a joke. Every single scene looks like an N64 game glitching out. This movie looks like someone took the movie Shrek 2 and was somehow able to infect it with cancer. This movie is like Food Fight on heroin. This movie is like a let's play of Mass Effect Andromeda with all the settings set to minimal and it being projected on the back of a fat guy. And finally, the direction. Who was the director of this atrocity? Well, I have a surprise for you. The director of this movie is Ron Thornton, an industry veteran with more than 40 years experience under his belt. Sadly, Ron Thornton died in November of 2016. This movie came out in December of 2016. I looked up a couple of articles online and none of them mention an exact cause of death. All of them just cite a sudden illness. So, is it possible that this movie was so bad it killed Ron Thornton? My desire to spark controversy with baseless sensationalism says yes. So do me a favor, go watch this movie. Go make your friends watch this movie. Do it for Ron, do it for yourself, and do it for me, because I shouldn't be the only one to suffer alone.